Kasey. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing so good. How are
Oh,
you?
well, I'm fine. I'm thrilled. I'm talking to you from Toronto, a place you know very well.
Yes, oh my God, I would do anything to go back. It's so fun there.
You're always welcome. That's for sure. You spent a lot of time shooting with, this guy, Adam Sandler and his family, some little movie that I absolutely adored. It was so fantastic. I mean, seriously, Kasey, when you're working with a guy like that and his wonderful family, how much fun do you have? Really?
I have so much fun. I was a little intimidated at first because I was like, oh my God, it's Adam Sandler and Sunny Sandler and Sadie Sandler. I was like so overwhelmed, but just meeting Sunny, she was just like a regular kid. Their whole family is so humble.
Yeah.
Adam is exactly how you see him on and off screen. He's such a wonderful guy. And he's so funny. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, he's so funny. Comedy is definitely his thing. And his family is just so nice and genuine and just working with them was so great.
Yeah, and that movie was so much fun to watch, honestly. I can't even imagine what it was like to shoot. But what I love so much too is that, Adam would just walk down streets in Toronto and fans would come up to him and not bombard him. Like we're Canadian, right? So we're nice, But he was always so gracious. He's always just takes the time, take a picture, what have you. It's really nice to see that. So
He's so
uh,
nice.
yeah, so good for you. You did a great job in that movie. But
Thank
oh my goodness, notice to quit? Girlfriend, you are phenomenal in this movie. You are like a pro. And I want to ask you, I mean, you get the script. You're practically the lead opposite Michael. I mean, I said to him yesterday, I go, not no offense, dude. She's not showing yet. She's showing you up a little bit here. What was it like for you to read that? Did it kind of scare you a little bit to get this kind of lead role?
I think definitely in the beginning, since I was only like 10 years old, it definitely scared me a little bit. But just when I first had got the initial audition, I read her characteristics and her personality. I was like, wow, this
Hmm.
is this is me. And just like filming the self-tape, it was so easy to like put myself in that role. And I think maybe that's why Simon liked me a little bit because even when we weren't filming and weren't saying the lines or saying the scenes, I connected to her very well, and she's a very honest person, which
Yes.
was I am. And I think to say I'm pretty funny, and she is too. She's very sarcastic. So I had so many things that could relate me to her that when I was reading the script, I was like, this is definitely something I would say. Oh, that's also something I would say. Oh, that too. And so I was intimidated at first until I read the script, and it all came to me very easily.
Yeah, but she's very mature for her age, obviously. Look, she's got divorced parents. There's things that she's got to deal with. But I don't know, like, would you ever like just defy your parents, go on a subway by yourself? Like, oh my God, if I knew that as your mom, I would be freaking out.
It was actually very scary because we were filming on a real subway,
Yeah.
so it
In New York City, I might add.
in New York City with all the dirty floors and the rats. Oh my gosh, it was scary. But just knowing I'd grown up in New York City, I'd already known the deets kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, being on the subway, just I know I had like people there for me too, but there were also people in the corners and the other corners and the other corners. So it was just a lot of random people watching. They were like, I was like, I'm in a movie. Don't judge, don't judge. And no, it was just funny seeing people like asking questions about the film, and we got to answer it every time with the best
That's so cool.
response.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, tell me a little bit about working with Michael. Did you ever see, first of all, any of his work? Like, did you ever watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, or did you even know who he was before you started working on this?
I mean, I did know who he was because my mom loved watching Miss Maisel. Like, it was her number one binge show. I would come downstairs, she'd be watching it. I would go upstairs, she'd be watching it. I go to the bathroom, she'd be watching it. And I would ever like go to the side of the couch and be like watching with her. She'd be like, no, go back upstairs. You can't watch this. You can't watch this part. And I'd be like, "Ugh, okay." And then when my mom saw that Michael was going to be my dad in the movie, she was freaking out. Like she was fangirling. She was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. I was watching your shows. I was like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. He's like, stop, like, stop, like, stop. But I was never allowed to watch it because there was inappropriate scenes. But now, since I'm
You got time. You got
older,
time. Yeah.
now I'm allowed to watch it, and
Yeah.
I think I'll re-binge watch it with my mother.
Yeah, it's a great show. Tell me a little bit about working with him because he seems the chemistry between the two of you. I mean, look, he's playing this kind of down and out dad. He's trying his best, but he just can't make it work. And you come into play for the day. It's all like it's depicted in one day of what you guys go through, hot and sweaty. And tell me a little bit about when you're working with somebody like that who's obviously been around for a while. What do you take from that as a young actress?
As a young actress, I was like 10 years old. It was my first movie. I was so scared of everything on the first save set. And he just reassured me that everything was going to be okay and that set was going to be so fun and not to worry about anything like redirections, just it's going to be all fine. And
Yeah.
it was fine. I think just like meeting him and just him telling me all those things on the first day of set, it just made me feel so much more connected to him.
Mm.
And he was definitely like a father figure to me on set. He gave me very much dad advice, and he said a lot of dad jokes that were not funny,
Of
but
course.
I had to laugh at them anyway. But no, he was very kind, and even on set when he would be like mean to me, like as my dad, he would like apologize to me after he'd be like, "Okay, sorry, I said that. Sorry if I pushed you too hard. Sorry if I did this." I was like, "No, it's okay. Like you're my dad. It's whatever. I'll brush it off, I guess." But yeah, no, he was a very honest and kind person, and I would say that you could see from the beginning to the end of the movie our connection just like built stronger.
Yeah, yeah, it really was a lovely film. Like I said, I thought you did such a tremendous job in this role. You were so fantastic. And the other thing too, which I love about it, is because it gives it that grittier look, that New York feel, is that it was shot on film. And these days, filmmakers just pick out their iPhones or they shoot digitally. Did that, was that experience interesting for you?
It was very interesting because I'd never seen that before. I mean, I'd never been on set for like a movie for this long before, and it was so nice seeing it.
Right.
The only difficult thing is they had to like keep like changing the film because it would run out.
Yes.
But it was like really cool to see how they would like install it and like take it out or clean the camera and stuff. And I'd be looking at the camera like this while they were like cleaning it, and they were like, "Don't look at it. It's okay. It's okay." And at some point, I remember an ant started like crawling across the camera in the middle of a scene, and I think they still have it on video. It was just like in the middle of a scene, like Michael was talking, you could just see like a little black critter across the screen, and we were like, "Oh my God, what is that? Is that a piece of dust?" No, it was an ant.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, good for you that you got that experience, because a lot of young kids your age will not get that experience. So good for you. It's great for you. Obviously, you are really going to be going places. There's no question about it. But you must have a lot of young fans, and I'm wondering what kind of questions you get, or you do feel like a role model and you want to give them um, not advice, but just something like if they come to you and go, how do I become an actor? Or, is there anything that you want to tell them, or help them, do what they want to do?
I have had questions like that before, like how do you start acting or how do you even like get an agent or stuff like that. And I would always answer like, oh, like just find an agent in your city. And I think my number one piece of advice was always to be patient. Like
Right.
whatever a role comes to you and it feels like you just try your hardest in every audition and everything happens for a reason. And if it comes to you, it comes to you.
Mm,
And I waited so long for this role, Anna, and it was such an honor to play her. And it happened, and I was so grateful because I just felt like so much like me in her. And I always say to everyone, if it feels like you, just try your best and
mm.
put yourself into every role. If your characteristic in an audition says sarcastic and you're sarcastic, then you could really highlight or emphasis that part of the role. And it
Yeah.
just helps with everything. And being patient is really, really important too.
Excellent advice. Okay, so after this one, we're going to be seeing you in a film called Your Monster, where you're playing young Melissa Barrera. And I always wonder that when you're playing a younger version of somebody, did you spend time with her to kind of get the mannerisms or things like that? Or you're just like, nope, you just go and do your thing?
I had watched like Scream and her older movies to also kind of like portray younger her. I didn't really get that much time with her on set though because it was like shooting really fast, like back to
Yeah.
back days. And the only time I'd really seen her was in hair and makeup. And I was like, wow, we actually do kind of look a little bit alike.
Yes, you
And
do.
it was so exciting to just like portray younger her on set, and it was really fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I just actually got a notice for it today that it's coming soon. So I was excited to ask you about it. Did you have fun on that one?
It was so fun. I have one of my best friends on set now because of that, and just the hair and makeup was so fun. I remember they had to add little eyebrows, like, to make my eyebrows, like, closer together, and it was so fun. I was like, "Wow, my eyebrows look so bushy now. I love it."
Fashion forward, anyway.
Yes,
Well,
and
listen,
the
what a thrill to
old-timey clothes. It was
yeah,
nice too.
exactly. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, listen, like I said, you were just really outstanding and Notice to Quit. I couldn't take my eyes off you. You're just so effervescent on the screen. You really did a great job, and I really
You.
wish all the best for you. And yeah, and come to Toronto sometime. You're always welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Best of luck with the film, and have a great rest of your day today, Kasey. Thank
You
you.
too. Thank you
Okay,
so
bye bye.
much.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye bye.